Snark and Marko.
It's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Marko play here because he's more of a, from my understanding, he doesn't take risks that much, so he plays a lot like conservative, safer. Will try to eco. As like when it comes to me, I try to experiment and try new things, you know. So
Yeah, it'll
I
be.
want to see how it should be played.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, and a player like Marko, he's been watching, synthesizing, distilling the information that he's taking in, and you know, certainly he has a strategy, or he wouldn't have wanted to play it. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings here. But Ed, it was fun watching you like that, like random GI push, you know, in like on like the third point that you were able to win with. It was fun watching you mix it up. Did Snark play better than you expected?
He's good at these maps. I already expected that,
Yeah.
that much at least. I think the fourth game when I was Sovs, I tried doing the same thing, just going straight infantry.
Yeah.
I had the money for tank, but I just chose not to. I was like, okay, I can defend my base. I can just put a bunch of sentry guns, but he sniped my MTV way too early. So.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, like, I don't know, the infantry push with Soviet is just so hard. The conscripts are so useless.
Yeah, against GIs for sure.
Ah, damn it, I mixed up these colors. Marko's yellow, Snark's red. Yeah, Marko's yellow, Snark is orange. Snark is orange.
Left.
Yeah, Snark is orange.
Yeah.
So Marko's name is right, Snark's just wrong.
Yeah, so you can see Snark right here. He plays with his opponents and baits out. That's what I noticed from him. He baits out pillboxes. When you bait out those pillboxes, that's money that you could have spent on oils. That's why he made me behind, or made me look like I was behind. Because if you notice, he always has more oils than his opponent.
Yeah.
He pushes first, and he makes them put up defenses or make dogs or whatever, you know. But he doesn't have dogs or pillboxes.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I was watching that in your games. Like, you had to constantly be building pillboxes against him or sentry guns against him, and then it makes it seem like you're like, oh good, I'm chasing him off, but it's like you're spending a lot of money in the process. And so now Snark out with some Rockies here. Okay, out with an IFV to counter, and Marko pushing up with his base though. We're gonna get that first little point of contact here with a little pillbox standoff.
All right, who puts down the first prism tower? It looks like Marko.
Oh, yep. And Marko out the prism tower, and I think and now and Marko and Snark's got some Rockies in the back of his base, countered off pretty well. So Snark's got a decent amount of tanks here, but the prism walk's pretty devastating. I think that's going to be kind of a meta that we start seeing more. It's just really difficult to counter. I mean, I don't know. You almost need to like backdoor snipe power or something, like, because now it's just like, what? I mean, I don't know. What does Snark do here? You know?
Yeah, it's pretty tough position to be in. If I was Snark, I think I would just start spamming a bunch of GIs.
Well, Snark gets tech out though. But yeah, and
he's gonna survive it.
Yeah, you might want to run. You might want to run with that MCV and pack it on the back of your base, because you are in a Snark is in a bad way right now.
Yeah. Another thing he could have done is, like you said, take his MCV and then just go for the base trade, go around, you know.
Yeah.
He does out tank Marko, but Marko's just being safe underneath his prism tower, so there's not much that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Snark could consider.
He goes to the left side and baits him.
Yeah, he needs to. I mean, he needs to, and that's the kind of. I think that's the problem when you're on your toes against a player that you perceive as being better than you. Is you don't. It's tempting to go defensive, and it just won't work. Like, you can't be on your heels against a better player. You just can't. I mean, you have to bring the fight to them, because if you give them control, you let them get comfortable. It's just really hard to come back.
Yeah, for sure.
So did you notice? So you learned the hard way that all the buildings are engineer immune, huh?
Well, I mean, it was already over anyways. I wasn't like.
But did you know that though, or not?
No, I had no idea. I was trying to take it. I was like, huh, what? Let me try this one more time. I think it is okay, just to make sure. But yeah, it sucked when I was playing against Andy, because that was my actual tactic, and I was trying to get into his MCV, and once I get it, it's game over, you know. And I kept trying, and it didn't work. So that one sucked. This one.
Yeah. So yeah, you figured it wasn't really a game changer at that point. All right, and Snark saying, all right, so Snark let Marko have that one. He said now he's warmed up. Klaus, how you doing, man? Yeah. So what do you think for this tournament, Ed? Who are you the most worried about?
It Zossindus?
Yeah.
Yeah, then him.
Yeah. That's what I keep saying. It's like the kid. He's probably got about 10,000 reps. You know.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And you know that morning that he has to play, he's gonna wake up early in the morning and he's gonna do the exact same. He's gonna warm up at about 1000. I don't know. He does this every single time in every tournament, though.
Yeah,
He's committed.
Yep.
He has passion.
And he does, and he likes the small. He likes the small maps as well. But yeah, and it's kind of hard. But I was really trying to put together a group of 5 people that would give each other some good looks. I think we got a pretty good. I mean, you and Snark already had a nice. I mean, that was a good competitive series. So hopefully, you know, with the round robin, people can see Ja's play, and hopefully maybe try to spot some weaknesses, try to mix things up on him, get creative. It'll be fun to see how it plays out, and it'll be fun to see how the map's being played at the end of the month as well. You know, once you guys all have played each other, and you know the meta's developed a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Snark trying to push in a little bit, just caught in the pillboxes, not going to get a lot done. I like the idea of being aggressive in theory. I am afraid that in practice it was terrible.
Yeah, he overcommitted. Of course, he went through 2 pillboxes.
And Marko immediately sold off those pillboxes.
Yeah.
And Marko obviously comes out on top from that exchange.
Yeah, more tanks, and he's ahead in oils right now. Well, he put that first oil.
Yep, and so Snark keeping the Grizzlies. Marko a little bit ahead on money right now. They just evened out on oil, but Marko has been ahead for a while. And the problem is, like, even if you're not completely on 0, obviously the issue is Snark's money's bottoming out, and then it's slowing down his tank build.
Yep.
Oh, some sentries, but Marko's fodder is, I think, oh, Marko's fodder, and that pillbox comes in. I really gotta stop letting Snark get stomped on my stream. It's not even good content. Who did he get stomped by last week? Oh, Tony. Tony stomped Snark. I didn't even put it on YouTube. Come on, man. What are we doing here if you're giving me content that can't go on YouTube? He builds it. The engineer can't go in. I'm not gonna tell Marko. We need to slow him down a little bit. We'll let him learn the hard way.
This is what I was talking about, though. Like, yeah, Marko's a great player and everything, you know, but he goes with the generic builds all the time, you know, with the safe build, just what you need to do, and that's it, you know. He won't do like anything crazy, like GI rush, fucking GGI IVs or something just for fun, you know, to make the match interesting, you know. And I feel like that to me provides entertainment. Like this game itself is so boring if you just play it basic game after game after game, you know. I feel like you have to throw some like curveballs out there.
Yeah, and especially, well, and the idea would be that it should self-regulate. Like at a certain tier with an evenly matched opponent, you shouldn't be able to do the same thing every time, because your opponent should be able to predict it and counter it and make you pay for it. You know, so it should, like you doing that GI rush, like now it's like people are like, every game they're like, is Ed gonna do the GI rush? So even if you don't do it again, you know, there's like a mental aspect to it, and there's, you know, there's actual practical value in those things. And yeah, they're entertaining. As an added bonus, I'm entertained by them. But with Marko, the problem is, even though you know what he's gonna do, he's just good enough that you can't make him pay for it. So it doesn't really work out.
A good micro. He understands the game. Like Mark, I think, for example, I think it was like game 3. I don't know, whatever game it was. He had he was Soviets. He made like 3 war factories. I have no idea how many oils I need to sustain 3 war factories, but it seemed like he understood it better than I did.
Yeah.
I just put up a defense because I was like, you know what? I put another war factory down. I'm gonna be like insufficient funds or whatever, you know. But he understood it way better.
Yeah, and I think
and Marko, it just seems like he knew too.
Yeah, yep. I think you're right, and it's kind of amazing on Marko's part, because he hasn't played the map obviously, but to have that feel for your power economy, tank, that balance, and it's hard obviously because, and you know, someone like you have a lot of reps on the regular game, and this isn't the regular game, so it plays very different.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna see some Sov versus Sovs this time.
All right, Sov versus Sov.
Do we expect anything crazy? Probably not. It's probably gonna be just straightforward.
Forgot to give Marko the point. Okay. I think everyone knows anyway. Snark hasn't won one yet. Yeah, probably just pretty straightforward, and it's just hard because it's like, I don't know, what do you do? What do you do against Marko? Like, maybe like, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe hunker down, get spam some Kirovs, try to. I mean, it doesn't. You can't just smash your rhinos into his rhinos. Certainly that won't
that you
work.
can do. Yeah, well, I mean, it's the Alamo, and one thing that I see that Snark doesn't do is try to take the Alamo. And I get it. You don't want to waste your funds early on because obviously you need them for like any kind of like attack. But this is what Snark does every time. He goes in immediately with his first tanks, and he always baits out sentries instead of like maybe securing that Alamo for like a little bit later in the game, you know?
Yeah, and honestly, and it's a good point. He let you get it almost every game. I mean, literally, one tank can shoot down the wall in 2 seconds. One conscript can go in it, and then you have it.
Yeah,
and if you want, yeah, you don't have to send 15 conscripts. You can send one, and then later in the game, if you want to reinforce it more, you can.
Exactly. And then maybe you can even force a play out there, like put a bunch of decils on the top and bottom, force the middle to be exposed or something.
Yep. So, and yeah, I mean, it's just, okay, oh, a nice little counter of his own. I just want to see Snark put up 1 point. That's all I want to see. Marko, better fodder, pretty even on tanks. It's just, it's hard with a player like Marko, and this goes for any, you know, sport or game, but it's funny because every single time you think like, oh, this is good for me, I'll do this, you think, but wait, didn't he know I was going to do that, and he wants me to do that? Like, you're just constantly second guessing.
And that's one thing that usually people with like who know that their opponent is a better player, that's what they do. They overthink. But right now, like Snark, he should be committing, you know?
Oh, yeah, oh, Snark, and Snark pulls ahead!
What?
Snark pulls ahead!
Snark's doing work right now.
Come on, okay, now he just can't piss it down his leg. Marko,
this is what I'm talking about. He shouldn't be focusing on those
he just backdoors, go with the rhinos, go with the rhinos, go with the rhinos. Get away from the sentries, make something happen. He's on one, hit that war factory, Oh my god, he's only got 3 rhinos. Snark, where are you going?
Yeah, he's good. He just focus the tanks is good. Just target them and take them all down.
Target the tanks. I mean, and now he's got another war factory out because he thought he was going to hit it. So I guess diving for that war factory wouldn't have been that good because he had another one right behind it. But honestly, it's like, that might be, if you get ahead by a scrap, you got to make something happen because you won't have it again. Your opportunities are quickly dwindling. Snark's ahead on money, so Snark financially is in a position. But see, Snark doesn't have, everything right now is going into Snark's tank battles. Whereas, okay, and out with another war factory and on the front lines, I like that. Whereas Marko, I think,
that's what you were talking about earlier. I think that Snark actually played that part exactly the way you said it. He had the opportunity to win it, but he respected Marko's 3 tanks versus like 7 tanks. Instead of just, you know, utilizing those 7 tanks against us, he got scared and he backed off.
And blows it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there was a split second where the game could have been his and he blew it.
Oof.